Right. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another live stream. How we all doing today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you are coming in, let me know if you can see me okay and if you can hear me okay. We've got a very, very, very exciting one today, ladies and gents. Definitely something that is going to be a fun live stream today for us. So let me know how you're all feeling as you come in. Let me know if you can hear me okay and see me okay as usual. I am just making sure that it's all good on my side, and it does look good on my side. 𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐜𝐴 has got his lotion, you legend. X Friday is saying, what's up, crazy times? Yes, sir, it is. It is crazy times. I mean, Donald Trump won the election, so I guess we're just living in his world again, right? Smash up the likes. Before we get going, let's go. What's up, Michael? Thank you very much. You absolute legend. I'm going to pin that comment real quick. How are we all doing today, ladies and gents? Let me know. Are you feeling very bullish, very bearish, neither, in between? Are you feeling kind of calm, excited? I want to know in one word what the deal is, how you're feeling today. And as usual, tell me where you're watching from, because you guys know I love the geography stuff that we do here on this channel. X Friday woke up like, what the hell? Yeah, this must be crazy. This must be crazy for those of you just waking up right now. I mean, to be fair, I didn't see it until most of the pump happened, and I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen? And it turned out that Trump was just being Trump, wasn't he, really? That was kind of all it was. We got Davine. Did I say a name right? I'm sorry if I didn't. Saying, frustrated, I don't know why. Hello from DC. What's up? DC, right at the heart of the craziness. I've been in DC a couple of times, and yeah, it's actually really nice. I actually really, really like DC. It didn't feel evil. It did not feel evil, surprisingly. What's up, Badger from the UK? How you doing, bro? We got Belgium in the house. I'm watching from Vienna. Man, was a really bad day. Got out of my XRP spot and lost 5 digits. Fuck, bro. I'm so sorry about that. My man got out of his XRP spot and could have made 5 figures today. But I tell you what, dude. Let's, we can chalk that up as a lesson. This is not the last opportunity to make a shitload of money in the markets. It's not even close to the last. So this is, very, very exciting times right now in crypto. As you are coming in today, ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash those likes up. We want to pump those likes up, get those likes well above 100 as we kick this live stream off. And yeah, we've got some quite spectacular price action today. Like I said, as you are coming in, tell me how you're feeling. Tell me if you're feeling bullish, bearish, excited. Are you feeling, feeling a little bit erect like our man from Vienna today? How are you feeling and where are you watching from? Let me know in the live chat. 𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐜𝐴 saying, you're not alone. There are so many geniuses that went short at the bottom here and immediately got wrecked. The thing about going short kind of, in these ranges is, I mean, you know what? It makes sense, right? Like if you're not paying attention to the noise, and you're just kind of taking this market for what it is, then yeah, there were definitely shorts here. Obviously the most obvious short would have been, kind of 91K, which I was considering as well. But do I still think XRP is useless? Yeah, of course. It's completely fucking useless. It's a joke, but I mean, that doesn't mean it can't pump, right? Like it can, well, actually, I mean, useless is not the right word. It does have uses, but it's just a shit coin and its philosophy is completely wrong and it's anti-crypto and it's anti-everything that you and I stand for, but you might not know about it because you got vested interests, sir. But don't worry, I'm here to drop these truth bombs. Smash up those likes, ladies and gents. We're getting fired up already. It's like I said, the obvious short would have been here, right? In the $91,000 range. And it would have been a very good short. It's the kind of trade that, if somebody told me they took it, I'd be like, you know what, man, like sometimes you just get fucked. But it's not even that bad. And to be honest, you can make this a little bit better because the meta lately is not that you short resistance or even buy support. It's that you short a deviation of resistance, or you buy the deviation of support, right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying that this is a support level, but that's actually been the meta, right? Recently, the meta in this market has been that you're gonna go a little bit beyond that level. Yeah, because the market is all liquidity grabs right now. And we're going to get into this because what happened today with the Trump administration, look, you guys know I like Trump. I think he's obviously a hell of a lot better than Biden and Kamala. I have no shame in saying that. But I also don't think he's Jesus, right? I also don't think that he's, the prophet that we're waiting for to return. And I also think that he's quite corrupt. Obviously, right? I mean, obviously, come on. So, I think that there's there's some weird shit that happened today. And I don't know how much of it, and I honestly don't know. I'm only throwing ideas around. But what happened today, and the way that we saw, the liquidations come in with this massive long squeeze, and then, just the recovery, it's just the timing of all of it was just very, very strange. I think, it was somewhere around here, if I'm not mistaken. I can't even remember. It could have been up here, where, tariffs kind of started to drop the market as well. Yeah, of course, Jesus being a prophet depends on your religion. So, let's not get upset about things that we don't need to argue about in this live stream, sir. We're not turning this into a religious debate. Everybody knows what the perspectives are here. We don't need to start auto-correcting each other. I think you know what I meant, yeah? Much respect to all religions, obviously. Obviously, right? Like, that was, I don't know, man. We don't need this kind of, word police on my YouTube channel, dude. I respect you. I will assume that was a one-off. I do know XRP is anti-crypto philosophy, but never bet against the banks. I mean, you're right, but I'm actually quite happy to bet against the banks. Let me tell you what, ladies and gents, that really famous long that I took on Bitcoin, right? Let's take a look at Bitcoin right here. Bitcoin's sitting at 84,000. As you are coming in, ladies and gents, do me a favor and smash up those likes. The huge long that I took on Bitcoin, obviously I took that long on Bybit as well, by the way, which, by the way, has just recently improved their liquidity. They got better liquidity than Binance on spot pairs right now, which is absolutely sick. Check them out if you're not from a restricted region. You've got huge bonuses when you start trading on Bybit. We just traced the price back. 94K, 70K up here. What is this? 51K, 42, 35, 31, 25, right here. Right here is where your boy went long on Bitcoin. And I'll tell you what happened over here. I can actually remember the news very, very well. This was the pump that was created when I believe it was Signature Bank collapsed. Yeah, it was Signature Bank, or it was one of the other ones that were kind of small but still a big deal in America. They collapsed, and in response, Bitcoin went up. I bet against the banks on that day, and I took a massive $100,000 long position on Bitcoin, slightly more than $100,000 long position on Bitcoin, and now the remaining portion in that position is sitting in over 3,000% profit or something asinine, something ridiculous. And so actually betting against banks turned out to be one of the most, percentage-wise, one of the most profitable decisions I've ever made in my life. So I don't know. I will bet against the banks, actually. And it's not, in this sense, it doesn't mean that you got a short XRP. It literally just means that I'm expecting more strength in things that are not, dirty or as dirty, right? XRP is obviously going to be one of the dirtiest kind of crypto coins. And I think that's probably what happened there. So, oh God, we got a religious debate in the live chat. My goodness, this is... this is not what I expected. Okay. Relieved with a pump. South Carolina. What's up, South Carolina? Hope you guys are doing well. Did you guys have the hurricane, or was it North Carolina? I wasn't following, but either way, hope you guys are good. There's the thing, 𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐜𝐳, I don't think XRP is actually going to go to zero anymore. I never really did. I never actually made a speculation on whether it would go to zero or not. But now with this kind of backing, bro, it would take a nuke or an EMP to upset this stuff. Look at Trump token right here. Look at Trump token right here. Look at this. It's approaching a resistance level, huh? And probably so is Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin's kind of getting close to resistance as well. So we're gonna dive straight into these in just a minute here as well. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gents. One last time, if you haven't done so already, not a last time, let's be honest, but smash those likes up. Let's get this thing well above 100 if we can. If you do appreciate this content, the timing, the relevance, the accuracy, the honesty, Will it break 97? Yeah, well, let's go ahead and let's start with Bitcoin. Actually, no, let's start with the S&P 500. Okay, why? Because we're responsible. I mean, what's up, bro? How are you? I remember very, very well. Um, I thought about it. I thought about if I didn't buy my villa at the top. So I actually in the previous market cycle, I actually sold Bitcoin like pretty much at the top because I'm just that fucking hot with this shit. My exit was like 57 around here. It was I kind of like DCA'd out around here, and I bought a house, my first ever house. I bought it for my mum. And we were broke, man. Like we grew up and like I don't know, like we had no money. Like I remember my dad would be buying groceries from the fucking like discounted aisle, the shit that's about to expire, which is not actually that bad, being honest. But you know, compared to where I grew up, that wasn't so great. So we were broke, and then yeah, end of the initial 2021 pump. I cashed out. I was like, all right, shit, we're making this legit. And I bought a house out of it. And yeah, I mean, if I didn't, you know, Bitcoin would be my Bitcoin would be 63% more, right? Which would be nice, but to be honest, first of all, I think the house gained similarly because I bought a house in Dubai, right? Like if I bought the house anywhere else, it might be a different story. But in Dubai, like that was a fantastic decision at that point. So I don't know. I think my house might have gone up by 63%, probably more. To be honest, probably more. But I don't know. I haven't actually checked. You want to go to Dubai? Yo, anybody that wants to come out to Dubai, hit me up. Dubai is weird, bro. Like Dubai goes in bull and bear market phases, basically. But this bull market is not ending, and I don't think it is gonna end. I think that the United States is gonna start giving tax havens a bit of a run for their money at this point. I think that it's gonna get a little bit harder. But there's so much momentum behind Dubai right now, and there are so many reasons to go there that, like, even if Trump fixes the biggest issues in the United States, which he probably can't, the UAE will still look really attractive because of other reasons like safety. And by the way, I want to point out, those of you, I was thinking about this, those of you that are American, you're worldwide tax residents, right? So it doesn't matter where in the world you live. But that also means it doesn't matter if you live in, you know, Florida or Dubai. You know, you really can live in both and it won't really be a difference. But you'll make a lot more money living in Dubai, a lot of people. You know, just business people. You just will. It's just easier. Especially if you're American or just Western, right? Like anybody Western, it's just easy. So I think that's interesting. Any of you guys that want to set up in Dubai, hit me up. You've got direct contact to me on my Instagram, on my Twitter. If you want to reach out to a member of the Four Flies team, then obviously this link right here is great. We're also offering, there's also a highly exclusive kind of one-to-one offer that's going on right now. It's an intense program. It's 12 weeks. It's very serious. It's very expensive. But the success has been flying colors. It's been absolutely fantastic, and not the flying colors that we've been peddling in the West for these last 10 years. It's been real. It's been really, really good. And if you guys want to get inside, just reach out on this link right here. And a member of the team will send you some information here. But in India, our thief government is taking 30% tax. Yeah, the Indian government is cooked. It is fucked. Indian government is not in a good place. But to be honest, it's kind of the same everywhere, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's not really unique to India. I don't think so. Maybe it's worse in some ways, but you know, it's not great. Let's kick this off. You know, and just to round off that idea, the house, by the way, you know, it made a lot of money. Bitcoin would have, you know, made me 63%, and the house was probably around there, maybe more. So I actually quite like that. But the biggest thing is that mum gets to have a house now. You know what I'm saying? Like mum, like she, you know, it was rented accommodation and it was, you know, shit and like low budget and whatever. And now like, bro, like she like airlifted fucking like trees in, like she just like bought fucking palm trees and just like put them down in the backyard. It's so cool. We've had big parties at that house, man. Like we've had some of the biggest names in the world at that house, actually. It's been really, really good. It's been really, really good. parties with I remember one of my favorite kind of parties. I had Andrew. I don't think Tristan was there. Sterling's fucking hilarious. He's a porn star. He's really funny. He's not a porn star anymore, but he's got some funny stories, man. Jay Waller, what a legend. Yeah, we had some cool, some cool, it was worth it, right? Like even if Bitcoin would have made me more money, you can't put a price on a house like that, right? Like, I mean, ultimately everybody's kind of aspiring for that. So let's let that fire us up for this live stream, ladies and gents, because I'm looking to buy 10 more in this fucking bull market. Let's go, ladies and gents. We got $94,000 BTC right here. It has absolutely smashed through all of its resistance levels. 94K, resistance completely decimated on the way up. We just sliced right through it, which is absolutely fantastic. Obviously, I think a lot of short traders have gotten screwed here. Obviously, a lot of long traders got screwed on this. So we've had the classic, wipe you out on the long side or wipe you out on the short side. And then right back to normal. And this is actually the #1 prevailing theory that I was talking about on this YouTube channel and every single video and live stream as we approached breaking this level and after we broke it. I was saying that Bitcoin every single time in this cycle has formed deviations, right? And we know this very, very well. Obviously, one of the most famous support levels would have been here at 60K, because if you imagine that you draw the line somewhere around here or even here, this looks like a very, 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 very valid line. But then we have big deviations, right? And we have a lot of them, but it doesn't actually stop the market from carrying on higher. We even saw it over here. We had this really nice sideways price range right here, and we dropped below it. And this was after the ETFs were launched for BlackRock or whatever the hell it was. So incredible consistency here where Bitcoin pulls off deviations. Now the problem is obviously these deviations are just extreme, right? Like you can't really trade them because this was a 14% swing, and at that point that's a breakout, right? Like you can't really keep screaming deviation at 15%. But regardless of how illogical it sounded, I did keep saying it, and it was simply because, well, it's happened every single time before. And, this deviation right here, we're looking at this same $60,000 support level. This deviation right here was a 17% deviation. So we already knew that, we can get to ridiculous numbers in terms of these deviations and then still stay bullish. And that's what we were talking about on this YouTube channel. So smash those likes up, ladies and gents, if you heard us talking about that. Double check that you're subscribed if you're not already, because that level of accuracy, very, very rare to find, yeah, where we're actually maintaining that perspective. It's the reason that I didn't take a short, yeah? I told you that the best kind of obvious trade would have been a short, but at the same time, that risk of a deviation just doesn't make it worth it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's better to seek a move like this and then a kind of back test and go long here. Like, that's going to be the safer trade. It's going to be the trade that's much more likely to make money. So, that's actually something which we'll continue to kind of hone in on as we continue on in this YouTube video. But the result of all of that is that we've sliced through our major zone of resistance on this chart. And now we have another zone of resistance to deal with, right? Now we've got the VPVR point of control, okay? We've got the kind of main zone on this chart, which could cause some issues. It's the big spike in volume. It's where basically all of the consolidation has been happening, right? If we take a look at some of the consolidation here, we take a look at some of the support bounces we got, some of the little rejections, a lot of the consolidation right here. Clearly, and by the way, it's not actually, I shouldn't draw a line here because it's not actually one, precise level. Really, what we're looking at is we're just looking for where this spike really kind of, spikes. And we want to draw a kind of box to encapsulate that. That's going to be a lot more fair as far as a representation goes for this market, because basically as we kind of approach the center, you would expect that resistance to be the strongest, but that does mean that there's still a little bit of room to kind of penetrate this price level right here, and just get some longs filled up basically, and then kind of rip it down. And I think that the chance of that happening is actually extremely high. I would put this chance above 50%, probably more like 60 or 70 or 80%. I like the number 80. 80 was the first number that came to my mind. It might be a little bit too aggressive. That's why I think kind of maybe 65, 70 kind of makes sense, that probability chance that Bitcoin does this. And then obviously whether it comes down this low or this this low, I still think that, we're kind of, poised to move up at this point. The point I'm making, though, is that we're not done, right? Like, we broke one of our most important zones of resistance, but it actually wasn't the biggest one. The biggest one is right here, and that's demonstrated by the VPVR, as we were just looking at here, right? So that's going to tell us very, very clearly that this is kind of the main zone of resistance that we got to worry about for Bitcoin. And the fantastic news is, now we have the opportunity to use this zone as support. Because the thing that this does, right, is it actually tells us that all of this was fake, and we have a reason to be bullish. And obviously it's backed with, a real world reason as well, which is the Trump stuff, which is just, weird. I don't really know exactly what to make of it. I don't know if it's coming up on my timeline right now. Let's take a look right here. But obviously, there was, there was the news of the strategic Bitcoin reserve and all the other stuff. It's not coming up on my timeline right now, but that doesn't really matter. It's really weird that they're including Cardano. I can understand XRP. I don't really know where the Cardano hype comes from. One of my friends told me that, they're just kind of like upholding America tokens, like tokens that are kind of like made in America. But then why are you upholding Ethereum then, right? Like Ethereum, Vitalik is literally Russian. So, this doesn't mean that he works for the Russians or whatever. I don't know, but it's obviously not America first, right? On that. It's on Truth Social, yeah, but I mean, like, maybe the screenshots are here. But in any case, what we're dealing with is quite bullish news, that kind of enables this market to do what it's just done here. And I think, again, that's going to really give this market a breath of life that allows people to kind of speculate on these support levels right here. Now, I did say that we're going to start with the S&P 500, and then I didn't. So my mistake, because I actually think it's more important at this stage. I saw some funny tweets about, well, what if on the US Open tomorrow on Monday, the S&P 500, dumps or whatever, traditional finance dumps, and then just takes Bitcoin down with it. And, it's funny to speculate on, but I think what we're seeing here is, a little bit of a kind of engineered hysteria in this market, a little bit of like engineered panic, basically, where, it was tariffs. Obviously, we've been talking about tariffs for a little bit. It's all propaganda. The US dollar can't die. I mean, it's not really about killing the US dollar, the strategic Bitcoin reserve. I've always said that, Bitcoin will not replace the US dollar, and I think it's silly to say that it will. But an SBR is more or less going to be equivalent to a gold reserve, okay? And so in that sense, all he's saying is that the company will have its own kind of sovereign fund of like, sick assets, basically, like assets that are fucking sick, bro. Like, that's kind of, like minus XRP. That's kind of, what it seems like they're going for here. And, I think that's fantastic. I think that's fantastic. I don't think the dollar is going to die. No way. Obviously not. BRICS lasted like 2 minutes, fam. They achieved nothing. Especially compared to what they kind of tried to start up for. And Trump got elected, and everyone's, like, bro, I don't know. I don't know how much I could say. YouTube's still woke. But let's take a look at the S&P 500 here, because I think this is going to be one of the most important things to analyze. We got the S&P 500 pulling off a phenomenal Friday close, as we were talking about in the previous live stream. Those of you that are subscribed are going to know about that very, very well. And I was mentioning how, this is a really strong end to the week. And with the way things have gone and the way that this Trump administration has behaved from the beginning, I'm only kind of pointing out patterns right now that I've noticed. Can I seriously justify my XRP hate? Of course I can. I think XRP is going to go very, very high, but I still think it's a total shitcoin. Nuance, right? We can have nuance here. But here's the thing. Is that with the situation, with this Trump administration so far, it's largely been banging your chest, actually, ironically, saying big stuff, and then saying, actually, no, we'll do it a month later, right? Or Epstein files, but actually here you can just have the same recycled shit you've already seen, right? Or any, in every direction. And I'm not interested in whose fault this was, or if there are extenuating circumstances that justify why promises weren't upheld. That's not my point. My point here is simply open interest is way down. That's very interesting. We'll take a look at that in a second. My point here is very simply that this administration has delayed a lot of the promises that they've made. And in this case, it applies to tariffs very, very well. So if that trend continues, then we've already actually seen the start of this move, where we're going to be seeing potentially a nice big price move up for the S&P 500. It's already started that recovery, and we've already had a massive bullish injection for crypto. I don't know what's going on politically for the White House and all that, the people that are setting the tariffs, right? I don't know where their head is at, if they're still bluffing or if they're actually going to be doing anything. My guess, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning toward no, but I actually just don't know. It could, because I want you guys to level with me for a second. It could be enough for Trump to simply have Apple coming in and saying that they're going to start their factories and whatever in Texas or wherever, right? That could be enough, right? It's not necessary that that Trump is looking for like a complete reindustrialization of America. If he gets 20% of that, that's still huge. Like that's still a really big deal. So that's why I don't know how clear it is, right? If there's going to be a continuation of this kind of tariff FUD. But what is clear is that that's been the number one cause of every dump that we've seen so far in his administration. So we've got to keep an eye on that. And if the S&P 500 kind of continues going up from here, then really all that's happening is Bitcoin just kind of caught up, right? Like Bitcoin fell, the S&P 500 had this really nice developed price level. Granted, not for too long. Actually, what am I talking about? For a while. It's been here for about 120 days. And actually, I don't know how I didn't notice this, but that's actually the exact same period of time that Bitcoin has been up in its range, right? So Bitcoin entered this range. We're looking at the left-hand side here. Bitcoin entered this range at 90K around over here. And, it's been, up to today, it's been about 105 days. So, the S&P 500 got here slightly earlier, to its like major kind of price level that it's going to consolidate at. But Bitcoin got there, only 5-10 days later. And Bitcoin stayed here with the S&P 500 the entire time. Look at how well it traced it, right? When the S&P goes up, Bitcoin's going up. Not at the exact same time, right? There might be like a day or two delay, but the correlation is incredibly clear at this point. But we really lost the correlation here, right? Like this is where Bitcoin started dumping and the S&P kind of continued to go up. And then at this point, the S&P 500 kept its major support level, but Bitcoin did not. So that really tells us a lot about the strength or lack thereof for Bitcoin, and for some reason this isn't actually the most up-to-date Bitcoin chart. So let's go ahead and change this and take a look at. I don't know why none of them are updating, huh? That's weird. Well, probably because the S&P hasn't actually printed another candle, so that would actually make sense. But what we can see though is Bitcoin lost its level, and now the real Bitcoin chart has basically done this, right? So what's happened is that now Bitcoin and the S&P 500 are just neck and neck again, okay? And that's really, really important because we on this YouTube channel really see the correlation for what it is, and we really understand that we're never really analyzing Bitcoin anymore. We are analyzing traditional finance for the bigger moves, right? I mean, obviously the intricacies and the shorter term stuff, yes, you obviously can only look at Bitcoin if you want to trade Bitcoin, but for the bigger stuff and honestly the stuff that's quite important, I think that yeah, we're definitely kind of neck and neck with the S&P now. We got a comment about the CME gap at 84K, and I don't care about them. Okay, I don't care about them. I don't really take them into account. Could they be a problem? Yeah, 100%. It's actually pretty reliable that that Bitcoin kind of fulfills those CME gap prophecies, but I also don't think that it's reliable enough to kind of bank on it in any serious way. And I would actually say that I feel more strongly on that side, than I do about, the S&P. I'm sorry, than I do about kind of Bitcoin, coming back down to fill that CME gap. I mean, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it might even be probable. But you're kind of, I don't know how to say it. It would be the equivalent of like, I don't know, like you want to fix a car, and then you have your little nephew come in. Like you're a mechanic, you work in a car shop. You got to fix a car, and your nephew comes along and he's like, hey, why don't you like upgrade the stereo? And I'm like, but bro, like I'm working on the car radiator right now. Like, like that's not the point, like, I think it's similar, the people shouting CME gaps similarly miss the important stuff, to be honest. Like it would be if we fall down, it wouldn't be because of the CME gap, is what I'm saying. It would be because we got rejected here, and actually, it would be because we're seeing a macro higher time frame, lower high. Okay, and that's an idea that I really want to discuss with you guys on this YouTube channel, but not quite yet. I'll probably do that a little bit later on in this live stream. Say if we can get this thing up to 250 likes. Let's just get it above 100 though. That's for sure. We gotta break that threshold. But I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't matter about the likes. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on in this live stream. It can be closed next bear market, no problem. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And by the way, we still have, CME gaps down at like 9K, 12K or whatever. So, I mean, it's just silly. It's just silly. The gap doesn't have to be filled tomorrow, but when the market opens tomorrow, we're going to be dependent on the stock market and tariffs Tuesday. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I've been saying over the last few minutes. And that's why, I mean, look, I think that there's, a pretty decent chance that Bitcoin does this. I would want to see the kind of recovery, from that point. Now, let me continue on with the Bitcoin stuff just for a minute, and then I want to take a look at Trump. Thanks for smashing those likes, you absolute legends. I want to take a look at Trump, which, wow, it's moving up quick right now. Yeah, it's just broken resistance, actually. We were just talking about Trump a couple of minutes ago, and it's broken kind of one of its more important, it's broken a lot of its important resistance right now. Is there like another tweet that this guy just posted? Like, what is going on? Those of you that are interested in trading these markets, like I said, you get a ton of free cash to trade with when you start trading using these links below. Bybit's the best platform in the game. They've had the biggest stress test in crypto history, and they handled it more gracefully than any exchange has ever handled. Even a stress test 100 or 1,000 times smaller than this, which is absolutely fantastic. They've got the best liquidity in the game now as well. Really, just there's really not much debate here. Check them out if you are interested. Obviously, only if you're not from a restricted region, only if you're allowed to. And Blowfin, same deal here. Great alternative to Bybit, and still running a huge campaign right now where actually, depending on how much you trade with, you will stand to get a free Tesla Model 3, Kawasaki motorbike, Herman Miller, Canon, Apple Watch, whatever the hell you like. And you get 10% on cashbacks up to $3,000 in bonuses as well. So that's just going to be based on what you deposit. So you get 10% back and you could trade with it. They are literally throwing free money at you. If all that you do is sign up and get your bonuses and then fuck off, then brilliant. You've, that's good enough, mate. Like, take the free cash and go. And obviously, the market is ripe for deployment for that kind of stuff right now as well, which is very, very exciting. So just to be extra clear, you do have to start trading in order to kind of get these bonuses. But once you do, they'll be credited, and again, only if you're allowed to, only if it's allowed by your country's local laws and regulations. I have so many notes to go through with you guys. I don't really even know where to start. Obviously, here's a kind of bigger look at the Bitcoin move here, and I actually want to focus on this just for a minute before I continue getting distracted by Trump coin and stuff like that. We do have the daily candle closing in 3 hours, which Fartcoin's going to $2. That's hilarious. Tariffs may still be careful. May still be coming. Be careful out there. I kind of agree with you. I don't know. It's really hard to say, but I wouldn't feel so certain. Is my point. But what I do want to point out is we got 3 hours left until this daily candle closes, and if we can pull off a close like this, it's honestly kind of historic. It would be a really big deal. But here's the weekly candle. The weekly candle is really what you want to write home about. The weekly candle closes in 3 hours, and I don't know how to put it. I don't think that getting the lotion out is sufficient for this. I honestly think that we need a different analogy for how absolutely fucking huge of a deal this is. I don't really know. I don't remember a single point in my life, okay, where I saw a candle this bullish on the weekly time frame. I don't remember. Can someone point it out to me? Does anybody know if there's a candle this bullish on the chart? Well, there's this one right here where your boy went long. So I got a knack for spotting this shit, yeah? And this one worked out very, very well. It's the exact same candle. Massive wick to the downside. Market says hell no, takes this shit higher, and the next candle you pump by 25% in 1 week, which is a very, very big deal. If Bitcoin did that right now, it put Bitcoin at about 115. So Very, very big deal. If Bitcoin can kind of pull off a candle like that, these candles really tell you a lot. We have similar candles, at various points in the chart, and it's not always the case. There are exceptions. We're not smart for pointing them out. There are exceptions. But typically it's working out, really quite well. I don't know what is happening here. I don't know if can you guys hear me okay and see me okay? I think I might have had an issue with my tech right here. Let me know if you can if everything's all good in the live stream here. And by the way, as you are coming in, ladies and gents, we got a couple more viewers in the live stream today. Let me know how you're feeling: bullish, bearish, excited, nervous, pissed off. Did you sell more than you should have? Let me know. Be honest, and tell me where you're watching from today, ladies and gents. Tell me where you're viewing this live stream from today. Where in the world are you? I want to know. As much as you're willing to share, as precise as you're willing to be. I want to know, because it is very, very, very cool. Yeah, good to know that we're all good. But we got South Africa in the house. How you doing, man? I hope your country kind of gets over the stuff going on. We got India, what's up? California, Big Bear, Switzerland, New York, unfortunately. Oh man, just move out, bro. You're in the US. What are you doing? You got like 49 other. So you got 50 other states if you get Canada. Just move out, bro. Why are you still in New York? No reason to be in New York anymore, man. New York is not nice. I'm watching from the depths of liquidation. Our guy out here, I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, Sefa, SEFA. Moment of silence for Sefa. Watching from the depths of liquidation. You know that if somebody is making a joke like that, they are down bad, ladies and gents. Can we get an F in the chat to pay respects? Because I don't know what happened to you, bro, or whoever you are, but I know that you're probably not having the best time right now. If you're making, I've been there, bro. I've been there. I've made jokes like that. I know how it feels. We got Darren so ready to crank up from Idaho in the United States. We got Fiji Islands. What is going on, mate? How is the Fiji Islands? Is it actually nice out there? Is that actually like everything that people say? I mean, obviously not. It's not, vacation for everybody, but is it still good? Is it still a good life? We got Matt. I'm pissed that people convinced me we would dip again and I missed my long entry. Damn, bro. We got other people that missed their long entries in this chat. I'm sorry about that, dude. I'm sorry about that. We got F's in the chat. Yeah, it's sad. I will move to Dubai in September. I'm waiting for the papers. Hell yeah, bro. Like I said, anybody that wants to set up in Dubai, reach out directly to me, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to speak to a member of the 4Flies team as well, I can get you set up in Dubai, top to bottom, front to end. I've done it for a lot of people already, actually. Big people that you have heard of. And I can help you out as well if you're interested in kind of moving to the Middle East. It's the best decision you'll make, and this doesn't mean you say goodbye to the West, by the way. The West is great, you just need a bit of balance. It's getting kind of crazy. I sold short for a bit and I bought long when I heard the White House news on March 7th. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of a big deal, wasn't it? The White House news. We got Holland, Poland, Arizona, Liverpool, London. We got F from the Gold Coast in Australia. I'm guessing Gold Coast. Fiji is nice if you're rich. Otherwise, go to Hawaii. Well, I think Hawaii is going to be an even bigger barrier for entry, right? In terms of kind of prices and stuff. I would imagine. I don't actually know, but that's kind of what my impression was of Hawaii. Seemed pretty expensive, actually. Afghanistan, West Coast, nice. What's up? Yeah, let's continue on with the analysis here. Absolutely amazing. This weekly candle, guys. We got less than 3 hours. If we don't get a Bogdanov style dump right now, you guys remember Bogdanov? Who remembers Bogdanov? Tell me in the live chat. If we don't get like a scam dump right now, then we're basically gonna have the best weekly candle ever, or one of, and I'm not saying that it's gonna go straight like that, but definitely something like this I think would be very possible. I'm in Hawaii, very expensive. Yeah, like Hawaii's gonna be expensive, man. Like I don't know, like I remember when the fires were happening, dude. Hope you're okay, by the way, and your family and your friends. I remember when the fires were happening, the world started to understand a little bit about what Hawaii is, and man, like I had no idea. I mean, it made sense afterwards, right? It made sense that it's so expensive, but I don't know. But yeah, weekly right here, just the best, just the best that you could ask for. Daily, just phenomenal, just beautiful. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful recovery. We've seen it before many, many times, and we're seeing it yet again. Bitcoin is sticking to the same trend that we were very, very well aware of on this YouTube channel, where it is going to make serious moves up and kind of, close these gaps where it drops down, and then you can just label them as, very ridiculous extended deviations. That's really all Bitcoin's been doing, and Bitcoin has yet again proven that it's kind of sticking to that trend here. So what can I say? It is what it is. I talk like Elon a little bit. Explain that. Please tell me that. I take that as a compliment, because he's kind of my biggest role model, to be honest. Has been for quite a while. We got New Hampshire, USA. How's New Hampshire? Is it like Hampshire in the UK? I bet it is. But bigger roads and guns and burgers, right? What's my favorite shawarma joint in Dubai? I mean, really, there's only one right answer, and it's Antar. So Antar. That's kind of like, the spot, isn't it? I mean, you also, there's a couple of others, right? I mean, it's hard to go wrong if you want a shawarma in Dubai, but Antar is, you pull up. They come to the window, they take your order, and then, you just kind of sit there, chill, play the music. It's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe. It's good. It's good. It's like, like when you land in California, the first thing you do is you get an In-N-Out. In Dubai, it's the shawarma. Do I hear a Leeds twang in there? I mean, only if I need to stab myself afterwards. I don't think so, sir. Smash the like button for the live stream. What's up, Sean? Welcome to the live stream, Sean. Thank you very much. You absolute legend, mate. Good to see you back in the live. Smash up those likes for Sean. Smash them up for Sean right here. Yeah, Jason saying, yeah, guns and burgers in New Hampshire. Let's continue on here. Big resistance up here. We got to see what happens at this resistance zone. I've painted it very, very clearly for you guys. It stretches between 95.5 to 97.5. It's a big range. It's $2,000, but that's also, only about 2%, right? So it's also not that big. Just tuned in. Love the live. Thank you very, very much. If you are just tuning in, maybe consider rewinding the stream, because there's been a lot of really, really good analysis. You can watch it on 2x. I don't think I'm talking that fast. And then you can kind of catch up. Do I think a long squeeze could be coming? Well, we already had a long squeeze, but we are going to take a look at open interest very, very shortly. Let's pull this up right now, because I'm curious. I do want to stop getting distracted and kind of like stay on topic, but real quick, because I am also curious. We are gonna take a look at open interest. Oh, we already had the open interest. Okay, that's fine. And I mean, I'm hearing that, apparently open interest has dropped by quite a bit, huh? I mean, sort of, not really. It's dropped by enough. It's dropped by enough to be significant, though. I think this is about, when I was looking at the open interest, I was like, if it comes down here, that's going to be enough, right? It's not really going to need to go much lower. Obviously we are looking at Bybit, but Bybit's also kind of like the number one place you want to look at for data like this. Let's take it on to the 5-minute. We saw a huge spike in open interest along with the CVD moving up. So obviously, as you would expect, just a shitload of longs coming in here. Now these longs did start getting liquidated. And since then we've seen shorts building. No, what am I saying? We've seen longs closing, followed by shorts opening. We have some shorts coming in now. So nothing really that special. We'll come back to that in a minute. Nothing really that special going on. Eric Trump just told dad to said tweet to pump his bags. Honestly, dude, probably not. But I think reality isn't actually that different though. He tweeted out, to kind of buy the dip, and Bitcoin dipped harder, and the whole of Twitter hated him for a day. And I don't know. Probably not, but something's going on, dude. Something's going on. I sound like Cal X. Is he one of the KSI boys or something? I don't even know. I don't really keep up with that stuff. Bitcoin CME gap at 84. Yeah, I'm not worried about that, like I said. But yeah, that's going to be kind of the level to break. How we break it, I don't know. Maybe we kind of, consolidate here and break. Maybe we pull back and break. Maybe we just shoot through it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But if we do manage to get above this level, then the next kind of important level for Bitcoin is going to be basically 101.5. This has been, quite an important level for Bitcoin, actually. It's been, a support level for Bitcoin when we got above it. It's been a resistance level when we fell below it and when we first encountered it and in between. So, really a lot going on at this 101.5 level. I think it's going to be the second important resistance level after 95, 96. Why is DataDash so bearish and annoying? I think DataDash was kind of bearish at other points where perhaps he shouldn't have been, but for right now, and I don't know because I wasn't actually watching him well enough, but for right now, I think, any trader that's smart like DataDash, because DataDash is very smart, anybody that's actually bearish right now, I think they've actually got a really good case. So I would pay attention to it. No, I don't mean like, the idiots who are just kind of like burnt out and they missed the XRP train and they missed the Solana meme coin stuff. Like these people that are bitter that want a bear market, we're not going to pay attention to them. There's always a cohort of people that think like that are in that position, and they don't really have valuable opinions because they're so emotionally distraught. But somebody like DataDash, I would expect a little bit less of that, obviously. And he does come in with pretty clutch theories. We are going to talk about the bearish side of this entire chart later on in the live stream. If you're excited for that, smash those likes up. We're at 150. I want this shit up to 250. And I'm definitely going to be talking a lot about that. But I do think that that's going to be actually quite a sensible idea to start entertaining at this point. I personally disagree. I personally think that we are still bullish, but it's probabilities, it's weighing both sides, it's being objective, and that's what we're going to be doing in this video, in this live stream. EMS is asking, will other countries push for reserves now? Absolutely. The whole world copies the United States. Big man Keir Starmer wanted to be a crypto guy, didn't he? So, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And we've already seen a bunch of like scam countries launching scam tokens as well. So, I don't know, man. 2025 is weird. Like I couldn't have seen it coming. I really couldn't have. I really just could not have seen it coming that it would happen like this. Countries launching tokens just to rug pull. I mean, like, yeah, it kind of makes sense if you got like a really, poor country. I can see it, but like, I don't know. It's like Argentina did it too. I don't know, man. Like, it's just weird, bro. It's just really weird, but here we are. Like I said, if we manage to break 95, 97, it should be a pretty easy ride up to 101, 101.5. And then, obviously, I don't think that's going to be a really strong resistance level either. So we're basically looking at all-time highs. I think all-time highs are guaranteed above, 97, basically, for me. I mean, guaranteed is a big word, but, above 90% probability at that point, I would say. It's just going to be a matter of when. It's obvious, to be honest, it's always been 100% probability in my head that we're going to set new all-time highs, but it becomes a lot easier to see how we might do that. If Bitcoin can actually get above 95, 97. So I think that's actually going to be a really big deal, going into this market for the next couple of weeks, because it might not happen, straight away. This market is still moving very, very slowly, and these deviation events, they are actually followed by, we're maintaining realism here, right? I'm not here to actually excite you guys. I don't want you excited. I want you reasonable, okay? I don't want you excited. I don't want you feeling happy, all right? I don't want to feel happy. I want you feeling grounded, okay? I want to feel grounded. I want to feel like I have a very realistic grasp on the market. I want to feel like I am emotionally detached, right? When other people are happy, I don't want to be happy with them because they're going to lose money. And when other people are sad, I don't want to be sad with them because they're going to lose money. So we're really trying to move in that direction here on this YouTube channel. That's kind of what we aim to gear people toward. Is just removing that emotional attachment to the market, okay? Because if you can feel happy, then you will feel sad. If you can feel sad, then you will feel happy. And neither of these emotions serve you as an investor and as a trader. So, that's my take. That's how I feel about all of that. I feel like should I have DCA instead of being greedy, waiting to go lower? Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying, right? Like if you kind of look at the tweets that I was putting out, I put out a big tweet about this just, like yesterday or whatever, where I basically said, it was right here. It was a message to a friend. He asked me, when might Bitcoin bottom and when might be a good time to buy. And I said, look, No one can really answer your question unless they're scamming you or they're stupid or they're stupidly arrogant. And I know better than to seek such answers to questions, than to seek answers to such questions, because they're very hard to get right and they're not even worth predicting. The best strategy is always dollar cost average. It allows you to scale your entries dynamically on red weeks, which is really powerful as an investment strategy. And as a result, consider buying 5% max investment per week, doubling down on weeks like this. So, that's gonna be really, my take on this stuff. Obviously, Bitcoin didn't stay low enough for, an extended kind of accumulation, but at the same time, dude, like, if you're not in Bitcoin yet, I don't know what to say to you. And it's like I said, you will never actually time the bottoms or the tops. It's foolish to try. GG, ladies and gents. That recovery is in. Let's see what we got here on Twitter right now. I just want to see if there's any kind of like new stuff going. I mean, you can't close Twitter for more than a few minutes these days, man. It's weird. Like, I don't even know if Elon Musk sleeps. It's really weird. But yeah, I think it's just a bunch of Ukraine stuff and other random stuff, isn't it, today? But this is impressive, isn't it? Yeah, look at this. It's unbelievable that I'm paying $190 a month for a Tesla. Like, forgive me for a second. We're turning this into like a tech geek thing for a second here, but like, these Teslas, if you haven't actually been in them yet, like, they are a game changer. They're the same price or cheaper than the ones that came previously, but you're getting a product that's like 2 or 3 times better. So honestly, really, really impressive. I love these cars, and if you can pick them up for a cheap deal like this, like, your car will drive itself if you live in America. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy, and all of that stuff is going to be coming to the rest of the West eventually. So, yeah, just crazy shit going on. Let's continue on though with the analysis. And just the understanding that, this is pretty much, certain if we can get above this resistance level at this point, because it just shows trend. Even if Bitcoin kind of does this and comes back down, it just means that we're range bound again, right? Which means that we're kind of just doing this shit. So, even that's not, going to be bearish to me as well. And I think that that's actually quite exciting, in and of itself. So, that's kind of what I'm seeing for Bitcoin's upside there. Sticking to that theme before we start talking about bearish stuff. Here is Ethereum. Ethereum has bounced off a very nice support level at 2100. It's a good support level. It's a level that's been respected pretty well, and now it's kind of starting to approach a resistance zone here at about 2.5, 2.6. So I don't have a lot of strength, a lot of kind of positive opinions for Ethereum, to be honest. Despite everything that just happened and the fact that they announced that Ethereum is going to be part of the strategic reserve from the White House, that is. Ethereum has still, basically done nothing against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's dominance itself, is just floating downwards a little bit, but I think we're zoomed in a little bit too close. If we look at this on the weekly, you could make an argument that it's kind of, getting ready to top out, that it's maybe slowing down. I think that you would be a little bit, I don't know. I'm analyzing BTCD here. I don't really think that, it would, I don't know. Like, for me, I understand why people would say that it's starting to slow down, but my issue is that people really made that argument over here, and they had a point. They were actually right about their points, but what they were wrong about is that, they were doing like very intricate, intimate analysis on Bitcoin dominance, which, really doesn't make sense to me. It's just trend based, right? It's trending up right now. We saw how this went in the previous cycle, right? I mean, we fell down to the same level, a little bit lower actually, and then it went up to 73%. So, I'm not really saying that it's going to happen again like that again this time, but I'm also not saying that it won't happen. I actually think that it's still quite possible, even probable to happen. I just don't know if it's a guarantee. What happens to these cryptos like Sol and Cardano? We'll take a look at those in just a second here. I don't know what's going on with my trading view. It's just glitching, and I need to refresh it to get it to work again. But Solana's looking pretty sweet, right? I mean, it bounced off, obviously its most important support level down in the hundreds. Really very, very clean bounce. It's the same level that, worked for Solana many, many times before. And now it's kind of, breaking some of these important resistance zones. So, this could also be putting Solana back in play. I don't know. Solana dumps pretty hard when it dumps, so it is a little bit dangerous in that sense, but it does have a little bit of resistance it's dealing with right now. All of these charts are the same as Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is basically about to hit its macro resistance right now at 95. And at the same time, all of the other coins are kind of, hitting their respective resistance zones as well, right? Ethereum, Solana, we've covered this. XRP, let's take a look at that. Is kind of just doing its own thing. We'll take a look at XRP as well. It's kind of a different thing, right? Like XRP, is it still pumping? Yeah, it kind of is. Like it just formed a bit of a bull flag. It might be breaking out. So we'll take a look at that in a second. Trump has just continued to move up during this live stream as well. Incredible progress right here, which we're going to get to very, very shortly. But like I said, Bitcoin's dominance, I still think, despite this, strategic reserve stuff, that, Bitcoin's dominance is going to keep on going up. It's not actually because, I think that the news is weak. I think that the news is actually really strong, and I think that the news is kind of gonna harm my thesis. I think the news makes my thesis a little bit weaker. But at the same time, I know better. Yeah, I've been in this market for over 8 years now, or about 8 years. I know it might be like my 8-year anniversary in this market, like basically like today or something, which is kind of crazy. But I know better, after being in these markets for 8 years, than to flip my bias based on news, especially news that comes from a head of state or a government. That's just not reliable enough for me to kind of switch my bias. I'm being honest with you. I can't switch my bias based on, what a politician says. Because markets don't really work exactly that way. Markets are still going to kind of move broadly in the direction that they wanted to go in. If these markets need, more capitulation, or at least, if Bitcoin is going to, and we've seen it every time, right? Every time Bitcoin kind of starts setting brand new all-time highs and it trends aggressively, Bitcoin's dominance goes up. And, we haven't seen it, break the all-time high yet, but, it's very much poised to do so. Look at this right here, this kind of massive upswing in Bitcoin's dominance coming. In this case, it was actually after the big Bitcoin move. When Trump got elected, it was kind of like, where was it? It was like around here, right? Where Trump got elected, and we saw kind of, nice move up for Bitcoin's dominance. It moved down, and then it just set a new high. So, I'm not even showing you the chart, my bad, but I was talking about this area here. This is where Trump got elected, right? Like from November 5 or something. It's just, I don't know. I think it's still kind of moving in the way it wants to. I won't flip my bias based on, news events like this, right? I'll flip my bias based on technicals. And I want to point this out to you, right? Like if you kind of, if you were unplugged, if you were living under a rock, for these days, but you were lucky enough to be watching the best YouTube channel for crypto that has ever been made, which of course is this one, then actually, you're gonna know quite well that, we were talking about, the chance of a deviation actually being quite high. So, if you weren't watching the news, then, this wouldn't actually take you by surprise, right? This whole move where, Bitcoin comes way below, like it'll just look like business as usual. It'll look like the same thing that happened, literally 4 times in the last consolidation zone, once or more, depending on how generous you are in the previous consolidation zone. We knew that this was a characteristic for the market. We were talking about it on this YouTube channel. Those of you who are subscribed are going to know very, very much about that. By the way, thanks for smashing up those likes. We're very close to closing in on 200, so let's smash them up if you haven't done so already. We're hitting these like targets very, very well. I absolutely love you guys. We're turning it up in this live stream. Super, super excited. If you are just tuning in, once again, let me know where you're watching from and how you're feeling. I want to know. If you have questions as well, I'm ready to start taking your questions in this live stream as well as we kind of start diving into altcoins a little bit more. But what we have right here, which I think is really, really interesting, is just if you didn't pay attention to the news, if you were on vacation basically, then all you would have known is that Bitcoin has support, it forms deviations, and now it's back up, and you wouldn't really question anything beyond that, and it would actually just make complete sense. So dude, I think even 120k is like ridiculously low to be selling. You won't see me selling at 120. Hell no. I don't think I'm selling. Ramadan Mubarak to any of you guys celebrating, by the way. Thank you for tuning in, Abs. You're very, very welcome, sir. I don't think that we're seeing anything like that. Being a top, I personally, as it stands right now, and the thing is that every time we kind of form a drop like this, I get more bullish, right? Because this makes the trend more sustainable. And the reason that makes the trend more sustainable, let's look at this from logic, right? Like I want you guys to, this is going to be one of the most important segments of the entire live stream. I want you guys to get your notebook out if you like taking notes or whatever. I'll give you a second. Smash those likes up if you're excited for this. Is one of the most important things I'm going to say in the live stream. Let's look at it from a logical perspective. Okay. Like let's really, like, I just want you to forget everything that you know about trading, everything that you know about analysis, and sit with me here for a minute. I'm gonna tell you something that, you know, many of you guys probably have never even thought about, and those of you that have thought about it, you probably have forgotten. But it will really change your perspective on the market. And it will change your perspective in a market where you'll never go back. You'll never ever go back to your previous way of thinking after this. Are you ready? Here we go. You ready? You got your notebook out? Smash those likes up, ladies and gents. This is it. Here's the thing. So if we have a lot of longs in Bitcoin over here, and then Bitcoin moves up, what we're gonna have is one sec. I want to timestamp this real quick because I'm probably gonna make this a clip as well. If we have Bitcoin having if we have a lot of longs on Bitcoin right here, and then Bitcoin moves up, these longs are going to seek to take profit as Bitcoin approaches the all-time high, as it approaches 101, as it approaches 115, 120, whatever. These longs that were over here, the longs that were built in this entire price range here, they are going to be seeking to take profits on the market as it gets higher, okay, as it gets to these important resistance levels. And what that means is there's going to be selling pressure where we don't want it, right? We don't, when the market starts breaking all-time highs, really what happens, and many people, you know, either don't know this or don't want to accept it, but again, that's why you are here, where I'm not scared of telling you these, you know, honestly, you know, somewhat uncomfortable realities, is that when Bitcoin moves up, when Bitcoin aggressively trends up, when Bitcoin is setting brand new all-time highs, what's not happening is that there's a lot of buying volume, right? It's not as much as you think. There is obviously a lot of buying volume, but it's not nearly as much as what you think. What's actually happening is that nobody's selling, okay? If nobody is selling, then you don't really need that many buyers, and it's going to move up quite extreme. Now, the way that you will know that I'm not bullshitting you, right? The way that you can fact check me on this is by simply watching how the dumps happen, okay? If you look at how the dumps happen, what will be very clear is that there was never actually that much bullish energy to begin with. But it's just that there wasn't much selling energy in the market, right? If you know, I mean, look at how strong Bitcoin was in this 2021 cycle. And, you know, it just couldn't support the selling price action, especially at the tops, right? There's just nobody actually buying. And so when that supply starts getting dumped, we see a really, really big market crash. Now, if you want more evidence, if you're not fully convinced, look at the meme coin markets. Look at how meme coins drop. Look at how Argentina rug pulled. Look at how Trump rug pulled. The case with all of these coins is not that there are a lot of buyers. It's always just that there are not many sellers, okay? And when the sellers come back, none of these markets have a leg to stand on, including Bitcoin. Burn me for it. Flame me for it, ladies and gents. I don't care. It includes Bitcoin. Including Bitcoin, none of these coins have a leg to stand on because nobody ever bought these coins because they thought the tech was good or the philosophy was good or the fundamentals looked good. They always buy the coin because they think that they can sell it to the next schmuck, to the next idiot, right? For a higher price. And that's okay, okay? That's what we do as traders. That's okay. What's not okay is being unaware of these facts, okay? What's not okay is not knowing these things, because then a guy like me is going to come, or a guy like you who watches this YouTube channel is going to come, and we're not going to have these false ideas in the market of the market just being like really, really happy and positive. We're going to see through the bullshit. And then when the dumps happen, we're not going to be scared by them. We're not going to panic sell and so on. So it feeds into a lot. It feeds into trading opportunities that make a lot of money, and it feeds into trading opportunities that will save you from you know, decision-making opportunities that will save you from losing a lot of money as well. So really, really important stuff. And like I said, a ton of free cash to deploy into the markets as well with these platforms on screen right now. All you got to do is start trading if you want that free money. So check it out. You know, Blowfin, great alternative as well. Again, only if you're not from a restricted region, because this is where those opportunities really, really are right now, ladies and gents. And so if we bring it back to the explanation I'm giving you here about longs and why this is so bullish and why it makes me more bullish every single time, why it makes me more bullish, why my targets get raised beyond, before this dump, my target for the bull market was like a conservative 150. Yeah, it was like 150 is kind of like the bottom that I think we can top at. I think it's the lowest level we could top at. Now I'm kind of raising that. I feel more like kind of 170, 180, and I'll explain why. And it's because of all of this long stuff I'm talking about. Okay, if you have a lot of longs that have been building up in this range, and we know they were building up in this range, we have evidence for it, by the way. Let me just show you this evidence really quick. On this chart right here, we can see a lot of we can see the open interest. So let's just put a line down right here. This is kind of where the move really starts to intensify. You see a lot of open interest increasing, and you see CVD moving up. Okay, now I don't need you to know what this means because I'm about to explain it. What this means is open interest is a representation of positions opening. Okay, when this line goes up, it means more positions are opening. We don't know which direction. We don't know if it's long or short. The CVD tells us which direction those positions are going in. Okay, so if it's moving up, that means there are more longs, and if open interest is moving up, that means positions are opening. So we know from this positions are opening. We know from this there are more longs. We can conclude therefore that a lot of long positions opened. Okay, just rewind that if that didn't make sense. That was about as clear as I can make it. And so what that tells us is that there were a shitload of longs that kind of entered here, and these longs didn't really get liquidated, right? Look at how high open interest stayed. A lot of this open interest increase came because of longs, right? But then actually we saw a lot of shorts as well in the market, but this might have been longs closing, shorts opening. It's not entirely clear because open interest stayed pretty sideways. But what we can see is that a lot of these positions didn't close basically until like here, right? Like we kind of established like a low point kind of right here. And when the open interest kind of started coming below this level, that's where these longs really started to close. And again, what's important about that is that if you have a market of traders that are long, right, people that went long over here or went long throughout this range, like I said, as the price goes up, they are going to be the people that sell. They are going to be the people that prevent Bitcoin from going higher because they're going to be taking profits, right? But now here's the thing: if they're not in longs anymore because they got taken out of longs, now all of a sudden all of that artificial selling supply isn't going to be in the market anymore, right? These people who would have closed their longs up here, or who would have closed their longs up here or up here, they closed it down here. Do you see what I'm saying, ladies and gents? Do you get where I'm coming from now? That's what I'm saying, ladies and gents. Am I making sense? Let me know in the live chat. Is this making sense? And by the way, we just smashed 200 likes. You absolute legends. Push this thing about 250, and we're getting into the bearish theories as well for this live stream. So you legends. Let me know if I'm making sense from this, because what I'm saying here, once again, is you get a lot of people in long positions up here. When you close a long position, you must sell, right? If I own one Bitcoin, then the only way for me to close that position is by selling that Bitcoin. And if I sell it, the price is going to move down, right? If I'm selling enough Bitcoin, the price will move down. So if you have people going long in this range, going long over here, these are your future sellers. And instead, we've taken out these sellers down here, right? So what we've done, there's two things to this. I've only explained about 40% of it so far. What we've done is that these long positions now, the people that would have sold, they actually sold down here. So now the second thing that's going to happen is that these people are going to buy back, okay? And this is the theory that I was telling you guys about for weeks, months, and years, ladies and gents, on this YouTube channel. Those of you that have been here for a while, we've been talking about this for a very, very long time on this YouTube channel. Weeks, months, and years we've been talking about this. That I've been telling you that I don't think Bitcoin is going to go up with retail involved. What I think is going to happen is that a lot of retail, and it's already happened, but I'm telling you what I was saying before, that a lot of retail is actually going to sell their Bitcoin either for US dollars, their local currency, or altcoins. Or they're going to buy Ethereum, Solana, XRP, whatever, or the other ones that are more shit. A variety of them. They're going to be buying a lot of them. They're going to be taking out of Bitcoin. And then what's going to happen, it's happening right now, is that these people will actually buy back into Bitcoin later on, okay? And so what happens in between is that the smart traders, the accumulators, the whatever, they're kind of accumulating Bitcoin down here. They're accumulating Bitcoin up here. They were accumulating Bitcoin over here when the ETF launched, and they are going to be the ones holding Bitcoin, and they're going to be the ones that end up selling Bitcoin back to retail when they FOMO above the all-time high. Now, what I'm saying would sound crazy if it didn't happen 100% of the time, every single time in every single market cycle since 2017 or even earlier, right? Okay, what I'm saying would sound crazy if it didn't happen every single time before, but it did. It did happen every single time before, and that tells us that it might end up happening again. I don't know. It tells me that it might end up happening again. So we've broken down the longs, okay, that closed in this range. Let's take this a step further. Let's build on this. So now we know that the future sellers actually sold down here rather than stop the market from going up. Brilliant. Stick with me. What happened down here? People went short. People went short. Let's come back to the open interest chart right here. Let's take a look at this on the 5 minute. And let's, without kind of, looking at what happened here, because it kind of distorts the chart, what we can see is that we start getting, what was this? Let's see. We get a lot of shorts building up over here. So where was this? This was kind of 83K. We get a lot of shorts building up here. Let me make this very, very clear for you guys, okay? So we get CVD starting to drop between here. Actually, kind of continues. Let's just say up until here, and then at the same time, open interest goes up. Okay, so open interest goes up, so we know that positions are opening. CVD comes down. We know that the direction of those positions is in the short direction. Okay, if it's moving down, that means there's more shorts than longs. It's the delta. Okay, it's the change. So there's more shorts than longs if the line goes down, and there's more position opening if the line over here goes up. And this was happening while Bitcoin was sitting steady at about 85, right? I just want to show you what we're looking at here. We're on the 5-minute time frame, so this was, basically yesterday and the day before, where we were getting all of this stuff happening. So, this tells us very, very clearly that a lot of short positions came in. And then guess what? These short positions, the only way for these short traders who open shorts down here, whatever, the only way for them to get out of their positions is to buy, okay? And you either buy back at a lower price, which means that you've made a lot of profit, or you buy back at a higher price, which means you're in a loss. But in either case, what this market has achieved now is it's taken out sellers. Yeah, the sellers have been taken out down here, and it's brought buyers back into the market. Now, these are not happy buyers. These are buyers that are going to be covering short positions. Okay, so they're very, very sad buyers. These are buyers that are reluctantly buying because their stop losses are getting hit. They're getting margin calls, or liquidations are happening. Right, so it's not a good situation for them. But for people that are bullish, it's actually really, really good for you. When these kind of cleanses happen in the market. So now that we understand all of that. Right, and this is actually honestly one of the most important things I think I've ever said on this YouTube channel. Now that we understand all of that, we come back to what I was saying about targets for this all-time high. If we are having events like this that wash sellers out, that prevent people from selling, then the only thing you have left if Bitcoin starts breaking resistance levels, is FOMO buying. Because there are how can you sell? You don't own it anymore. You can't sell, right? So now the only button that you can click is the green button. You can buy. And that's what we want. That's what we want in this market. And that's why these events make me really, really bullish. That's why I didn't stop being bullish at any point. I think it was ridiculous. And you guys remember this. You guys were watching me pretty much every day, every, live stream video, whatever. You didn't get a bearish hypothesis out of me, right? The most bearish thing I could say about Bitcoin is that this is the macro lower low. I definitely don't think we're going to go below that. And even then I told you, I don't even think we're going that low. I don't even think we were going lower than 67. I've been saying this for ages, right? So you guys have heard me saying this all throughout the entire move down. And now you've seen the subsequent, kind of deviation happen. And the end result is you had a lot of people that panic sold their crypto on this move down, a lot of longs that had to get out of their positions, whatever, but now the price is back in the same place and you just feel like a bit of an idiot. You're scratching your head, wondering what the hell just happened. Smash up the likes, ladies and gents, for that. That was, honestly, I think one of the bigger kind of topics that we've discussed on this YouTube channel, and I think very, very, very important, and I'm so glad that we did it right here on this live. That's why I love these live streams, man. They're way better than, we were about an hour in now, a little bit more than an hour. Way better than, kind of a normal video, because I can actually, take your questions and stuff like that as well, which I think is fantastic. So really, really cool stuff there. But like I said, that's what I'm saying with Bitcoin. This really, really cleaned up the market. It really, really cleaned up the market. The next time that we're probably going to have another long squeeze could be like up here, and then, you kind of get that long squeeze coming down to like 100 and, carry on higher, right? That's going to be your best case scenario. So really, really very, very good stuff in that sense. Now, obviously, probably the markets would just be better off if there was no leverage, but we're not living in that world, and I think it's foolish to kind of fantasize about that. Should we buy XRP tonight? Is it a bad idea? My goodness, I don't know what to say to you. I can't tell you what to do, bro, but yeah, that's kind of Bitcoin right now. We got support down here, resistance up here. We got to see what happens. We're probably looking pretty good. That daily close is coming very, very soon. That weekly close is coming within just under 2.5 hours now. The best weekly close we're going to be getting in, definitely in a year. Definitely the best weekly close in more than 1 year. And probably the best weekly close of this entire market cycle, maybe other than this one. But honestly, I think this one might be more important. And maybe even the best weekly close that we've had, for a couple of market cycles. Honestly, it really could be that big of a deal. It really could be. And I'm not one to exaggerate, right? I mean, I don't play this. I mean, obviously we're on YouTube a little bit, so titles and thumbnails are going to be, explosive. But on these videos, you watch me, you hear me talk. I'm not stretching. I'm British, bro. Like I'm not stretching. I'm not stretching things out. We're keeping it very calm. And yet here I am telling you that this might be one of the best setups we've really ever seen. I don't know. I could be wrong. And I wanna get to that in just a second when we do start talking about those bearish hypotheses. But let's look at Trump token right here. Let's look at what's going on here. By the way, I want to show you this. I was kind of explaining something to a friend about what would be the best portfolio, and I want you guys to tell me what would be. Let's say that a portfolio. I mean, this is very exaggerated, but let's say that a portfolio kind of starts over here, and you've got the blue portfolio doing this. And you've got the green portfolio doing this, and they're both at the same level. Let's say it's been 1 year. I want you guys to tell me in the live chat, which portfolio do you want to be? Do you want to be the blue one or the green one? Let me know in the live chat. Which portfolio do you want to be? Just write blue or green. I'm very, very curious where you guys are at in terms of that particular question. And also, if you can, if you feel if you feel like you have input on this, tell me why you've kind of chosen that. You want to be blue or green? I've also just gone ahead and made a poll. So hang on, no, I haven't made the poll yet. So if you wanna kind of vote on that poll as well, then please feel free. I'm curious to kind of know where your heads are at on this. But we got a couple of responses already. We got blue. Bitcoin just crashed apparently. This is not a crash, so let's take a look at this though. This is obviously not a crash, but let's look at it on the 5 minute maybe. Do you know what we'll do is we'll go back to Trump, because I want to make this point, and then I'll just pull Bitcoin on the side. Let's go back to this Trump chart though. Where did I have all this stuff drawn? It was right here. Oh my god, this is like such a skewed. Hopefully this makes sense now. I don't know where we are on the chart, man. Oh, here we are. Okay. So go on the hourly. Well, which portfolio do we want to be, guys? Let me know. We got a poll, and I want you to tell me in the live chat. We're making another really, really important point right here, actually. And I wanna know kind of where you guys are before I kind of give you my input and what I think. Obviously, you don't have to, and you shouldn't even change your mind based off what I say, because I'm a dumb 23-year-old. But yeah, let's see what we got here. So what are people saying in the live chat? We got 63% vote in blue, and most of the comments seem to be leaning blue as well. Let me know. I want to know why. I want to see some reasoning here. We got Zed saying, isn't green a better win rate? We got Jim saying neither really matters if you're holding long term. Green seems less risky and healthier from Jay Schlongen. Yeah, it's evening out to 50-50 a little bit more. Blue target very appealing. So let me give you my take on this. So, and actually, no, I don't want to give you my take yet. Let's look at Bitcoin. I want a few more people to write comments and thoughts. Here's Bitcoin on the 5 minute. Really no dumping happening. Please calm down. Nothing's happening. This is the absolute low. You can't see it because of my webcam. This is the absolute low that Bitcoin set. This is the consolidation where I told you a lot of shorts entered. This is the subsequent liquidation event. And we've got just consolidation up here now. So, and like I said, this thing can drop down to 91, 90, and it would still be in a pretty bullish place as far as I'm concerned. Green seems like a good, reliable, slow move up. I think it's better. Blue, higher price established and in bullish structure at the moment. Yeah, they're both good. They're both good. Especially for crypto. But here's the thing. Let me tell you what I think about this. And by the way, we're so close to that 250 like target. Ladies and gents, if you can help me get up there, that would be absolutely sick. It's been a great live stream so far. Alan is saying if I needed to get out midway, I want to have basically blue, I think is what he's saying. Sean is saying I want to see the weekly candle close above 92. Yes, sir, me too. And we got only about 2 hours left for that, so that's going to be very, very cool to see if that can happen. We got 65% vote in blue. So let me tell you my take on this. So the first thing, let's separate these now. The first thing, let's start with the blue one. This blue chart, what it shows us is a really nice kind of baseline that the chart returns to. It has a really big move up, and then it doesn't even go below the baseline very much. So this is also really, really good. But the issue with it is you're running a lot of risk on this chart, right? On balance, you end up in the same place as the green guy, but you had to suffer. I mean, in this case, you had to enjoy a really extreme move. The problem is if you can have this, you also have this as a very real possibility. And What's also very important is whether or not it happened here, it was a possibility, and it was a bigger possibility than on the green chart. That's number one. Number two, when you have these kind of moves, you're less likely to keep a cool head. You're more likely to panic sell on these moves because you've just had more, like, you know what I mean, right? Like if you turn like 1,000 into 100,000, and then it kind of comes back down to like 20 over here. While you're up here, you've like mentally adjusted to that, right? Like you've mentally adjusted to the car you're going to buy, the house you want to put a down payment on, the bills that you want to pay off, whatever. You've mentally adjusted to it. And that's going to really hurt you when the price comes back down here. And you're going to, your chance of making a bad decision is going to be a lot higher than the green guy. Now, the other issue is you're also not on a predictable path. You're not on a very predictable path. If the coin can do this, there's nothing saying that it's going to do this again. It could do it, and oftentimes it does do it inside of bull markets, which is why I'm not saying that it's a bad portfolio, because it definitely does work, but you're running risks here. A lot of coins will actually just kind of do this, or actually probably more like this. Right, and then like and it's just not a nice, so you don't really have like that much confidence that you can put in a chart like this for that reason. Now, if we come to the green chart and we take a look at the green chart instead, what's happening here is much more straightforward. We're controlling our losses. We're having stable moves up. We're not making too much money on every move, but we are getting spikes occasionally, and then the market humbles us a little bit, right? But we're on a much more predictable path. We're not on a path that has such big drops. What we're describing, by the way, is the Sharpe ratio. And if you don't know what the Sharpe ratio is, it's basically the Sharpe ratio is really important. The Sharpe ratio is what is what really screws a lot of crypto traders over. They don't understand it. They don't even bother. And really what we're saying here when we say Sharpe ratio is we're saying, what is the probability that it goes completely tits up for you, right? What is the probability that it goes completely wrong for you? And the problem with this chart is that the probability of it going completely wrong on the blue chart is way higher than the probability of it going completely wrong on the green chart. It's way higher. Now, in addition to that, it's mental capital, okay? You're going to spend a lot of mental capital when you see the price come down here. Like I said, it's going to potentially make you make worse decisions moving forward. The green guy is not going to have that problem. He might have that problem, but not nearly as much. Now, somebody mentioned that you can kind of sell at the top, but the fact that you entered the coin over here probably means that you won't sell at the top. It might. Some people are disciplined like that. I did it. Right? I did it. I can do it. I've done it before. I hope to do it again. And other people are going to do it too, but it's hard, okay? It's not realistic. Green guy is going to be making better gains. And like I said, if they're ending up in the same place, which actually oftentimes they do, they really do. And I think this is something that really people are missing. Oftentimes green and blue end up in the same place, but blue loses his lifespan, blue loses his relationship, blue loses his job, blue loses a lot of his money, he loses his mental health. Green guy's walking his dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, green guy is coming back home, wife's cooking him a nice fucking meal, he's walking the dog, he's having a good day. And he's just, he's making good calculated moves. He's not very emotional about it. And he's having a steady portfolio growth. He's just the better guy. That's my take. That's my take on the situation. Is there a right and wrong answer? Honestly, I probably, actually, yeah. I would say probably yes. I'd say probably green is the right answer. But in crypto, it's a little bit, it's not as black and white. In crypto, you really can get away with being this guy. And these guys do make more money than the green guy sometimes. The issue is that it's exceptionally rare. It really is very, very rare. The people that we see making the most amount of money, they do end up losing a lot of it because of that same risk appetite. Now, one of the things that does happen in crypto is that blue guy kind of ends up like this, right? But the disparity is even more extreme. The disparity is kind of more like that, right? So they'll kind of like briefly return back to the same point, but blue guy will have better recoveries, or, forget this. Let's just say that this entire thing didn't happen and the price just kind of did this. They will also find themselves at higher baselines. So it's not black and white. I'm showing you both sides of this, but I think that is very, very important. Now, we have a lot of people talking about the kind of intimate price action going on right now in the smaller time frames, so we'll get to that as well right here before we get to the very, very bearish cases for Bitcoin, which we do have to cover in order to balance this thing out. First of all, that's Bitcoin on the hourly. We don't need to look at that. Let's look at Solana right here. Obviously, one of the coins, announced by Trump today was Solana being part of that strategic reserve. And that's kind of, just kind of starting to meet some resistance right now. Cardano, I think, is one of the most interesting things today because I don't know how the hell Cardano got picked. Like I said earlier on, I heard that this might have been because it's like more of like a US based coin, but they also picked Ethereum. So, and Vitalik is Russian. So I don't really know if that's the case. Your hair is awesome. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate the compliment. That's like the first compliment I think I ever got about this. So the big question, Sammy. Oh, I missed your question. You deleted it. Okay, write your question out because it seemed like an interesting question. Sean is saying blue guy has an exciting up and down, totally emotionally wrecked, but ends up with the same profits. Exactly. But it's harder to hold on. I think that's kind of the issue. Badger's saying I can only smash the like once, but Badger, that is enough, man. I appreciate your one like. That's all I want, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hair compliment though. Yeah, that's you've done something nice for me today. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we take a look at Cardano here, and Cardano is also at macro resistance. So I don't know. I don't want to get as excited as everybody else right now. I really think that we've got to see the market, kind of cool off a little bit before things can get really, really good. What's up, Shanghai? How you doing, Joseph? What a beautiful morning. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Good morning, Shanghai. The timing is absolutely perfect. Yeah, but anyway, so I mean, macro resistance here for Cardano, I do think it could be a problem. It's moved up quite a bit. It's basically like nearly doubled, hasn't it? Like within like a day. I mean, honestly, like one of the craziest moves we've seen in crypto in quite some time. So definitely very, very cool. Let me just make sure that I save this because I'm very annoyed with how badly TradingView has been working for me today. But yeah, I think that that Cardano, is kind of up against some macro resistance right now. It's obviously going to be one of the main ones to watch, right? I mean, it's probably worth even kind of reorganizing this a little bit because the coins that are important now really, they're really not the same coins that were important before. It's these coins at the top. It's going to be Trump, Solana, Cardano, XRP. Obviously, Binance is important. There's going to be a couple of others that I'm missing, but these are some of the main ones. Yeah, big move here for Cardano for sure. And I think, like I said, we're going to have to see how Bitcoin behaves, right? It's going to be a case of, well, does Bitcoin kind of get above its resistance or not? And if it struggles a little bit, then yeah, you're probably going to see these alts getting smashed a little bit. I don't think it'll necessarily last too long because, like I said, I think support could be fairly close by at about 100 though. I'm sorry, at about 90. So the big question is, how does it stressed out the blue? What? I don't understand your question, bro. You have to reword your question. Cardano is the grandfather of all the shit coins. Yeah, it could be. That's one way to look at it. That's definitely one way to look at it. All right, ladies and gents, I want to tell you about my macro bearish hypothesis right here. We are so close to 250. Smash them up. Let's get 9 more likes here. And let's talk about this macro bearish hypothesis here. So the idea here now, if you're bearish, is this. The idea, if you're bearish, is this. It's that, we kind of need a bigger pullback in order to keep this trend sustainable. We haven't really had a pullback yet. And so we need to do something a little bit better. We had a bigger pullback here. It kind of went down by about 33%. Let's actually measure this one because this one might be close. This one was 28%. So it kind of got close, right? It's definitely good. And people that are macro bearish right now are basically saying that, we broke the macro low. We fell substantially lower below it, about 14% depending on how you draw it, which is actually quite a lot. And now we're coming back in. We've broken the first main resistance level, which is going to make a lot of people feel prematurely bullish. I'm telling you what bearish people are thinking right now. This is going to make a lot of people feel very, very bullish. And we know this, by the way. There's evidence for this. We've seen the longs. Look at the open interest spike. I mean, this is all longs right here. So, we know that a lot of people have gone long on Bitcoin right here. And the idea of these people going short right now is that it's going to rip lower. These long traders are going to get stopped out. And then maybe we can continue up, right? The people trading short positions are either looking for Bitcoin to come down here, or down here, or down here, or even lower. It doesn't matter. It's not the point. The point is that they're kind of seeing that we broke macro structure, and now we're deviating up inside of it. Okay, and I think this is actually a very reasonable take. That it's a very reasonable take to say that we're not actually back in the game. We're not actually reclaiming the range, but what we're doing instead is we're kind of capturing resistance on a high time frame. We're tricking people into thinking that we're back so that they buy at the top, and then it's going to rip lower. It's a really sensible hypothesis. It's a really sensible approach in the market. And I can understand it, right? I think like as a trader, it actually makes sense, and it's a good trade to take. However, if you're trading the short side right now, you really have a lot of very, very nasty factors stacked up against you. Okay, one of the I would not be short right now purely for the reason that this weekly chart is just too damn bullish. This weekly chart is just too damn bullish. Look at what happened last time. We had a similar size wick to this. What is the size of this wick? 14%. What is the size of this wick? 15%. Basically the same thing, right? And yes, we dipped a little bit after that, right? We could obviously end up doing this, and this is kind of like your best case scenario if you're going short right now, right? Like if I was going short, this is the only thing I would be hoping for. Big wick energy. There you go from 𝐁𝐥𝐽𝐽. I think this is it, right? Like if you're trading the short side, this is kind of like the maximum potential that you reasonably have. Is it possible that it just collapses through? Yeah, obviously, but I think at this point, strategic Bitcoin reserve, White House, Trump, recovery, weekly candle, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think we're going to see a big drop anymore, at least not soon. So you have very limited upside if you're kind of looking for shorts in that direction, and that's why I said that the best trade right now is going to be kind of a long down here with a nice wide stop loss, because it will allow for that kind of deviation back below again, to have that second deviation like we had over here, but it also allows you to kind of enjoy that upside if it comes. I don't know if it's going to come. I'm not a financial advisor. Like I said, I'm a stupid 23-year-old. There's no reason to listen to me, but that's how I feel about the market, and that's what I really, really believe we could be seeing here. Yeah, is that we're basically more or less recovering very, very well, and the opportunities to go short right now, while I understand them, the upside potential here I think is very, very hard to justify, and to me that doesn't make it worth kind of looking at. It makes it not worth looking at. Thanks for pushing us past 250 likes, by the way, you absolute legend. So that's the bearish hypothesis that I understand, that I see, that I partially agree with, and it's the reason that I would not be taking shorts right now anyway. Yeah, because I just think it's far, far, far too dangerous. So there you go. That's kind of my take on the kind of bearish side of things. Ladies and gents, if you have any questions, please drop them in the live chat now. Otherwise, it's been about 90 minutes. I'm going to be looking to close this live stream off relatively soon. If you have enjoyed this live stream, do make sure that you smash up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. You get phenomenal offers with the links in the description down below. Those of you looking for a one-to-one program, it's been so incredibly successful. It's very serious, very expensive, but it's been so incredibly successful. Every single person that's taken this offer or something similar has massively paid off the fee, either through making profits or preventing losses. Every single person, no exceptions so far. There will be an exception eventually, but so far it hasn't happened. And I think it's a testament to just how how good this shit is, and also how good the people that kind of joined are. Because like I said, it's serious, right? Like you can't join and be half-assed here. And there's a price tag to match that as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, reach out. Remember, the team will give you that information. If you want to move to Dubai, if you want to check out what living tax-free in a safe, conservative country feels like in 2025, then definitely reach out to me on my socials. Or also you speak to a member of the team on Telegram. And obviously phenomenal offers down here. When you start trading on any of these links here, you're going to get a ton of free cash, and any profits that you generate with that cash are going to be yours to keep. So very, very cool indeed. Again, only if you're not from a restricted region. Let's wait for the new weekly candle to open. I mean, yeah, like I said, 2 hours, so it won't take too long. Ladies and gents, if you have any final questions, please drop them in the live chat. Otherwise, I'll probably be looking to close this one off. It's been a really, really good live stream. I'll be right back whenever there's more volatility. Of course, I'm always here when there's big interesting stuff happening. So we'll definitely be covering that here on this channel, either with videos or live streams. Stay online for the weekly candle update, dude. That's 2 hours. I can't do another 2 hours right now. I gotta head out as well. Maybe go smoke a shisha or something. I don't know. I'll see. I'm not gonna do another 2 hours. I can't really do that right now. To be honest, I'm hungry, dude. Like I need to. You guys got me talking about shawarma. Like I'm thinking about shawarma now. GeoRider, thank you, Sammy, again for an awesome live stream. You're very, very welcome, sir. You're very, very welcome indeed. Good to see you in another live stream, of course. Yeah, and those of you that are not in the Telegram channel, you got to join up. Join the Telegram channel. 4 Flies Gold, completely free. Lots of free analysis around the clock. It's very active Telegram channel. We're posting a lot of good stuff in there. You're going to like it. So check it out, completely free of charge. Show the liquidation charts, the plots. You know, I don't know how reliable they are. They don't really calculate it super accurately. They're kind of misleading. But we don't really need to. We know where the liquidations will be. You know, it's quite obvious, right? I mean, you know, people going long, they're gonna have their stop losses kind of down here, maybe even below here. People going short, they're gonna have their stop losses up here, and up here, right? So I don't know. That's kind of obvious. Good to see you too, mate. Yeah, thank you, Sammy. Take care. Enjoy the show. I'm like that. Yeah, thank you. Will do. All right, I will. Oh, Gio, you're in the nice one. Good to see you guys in the. Good to see you guys in the thing. Oh shit, I have a lot of notes that I didn't go through. Okay. I'm gonna go through these quickly. Here's Solana. We're talking about back tests here, right? Solana can come back down to support levels, flip above it, and move up. Cardano, very, very similar deal. It has a little bit of a drop now, down to 86, 83. That could result in some really, really nice upside potential. XRP, what we got on XRP, a nice little support level here again. You know, all of these coins look due for a bit of a retracement, and if they do, they're probably not going to drop very, very far, at least from what I'm seeing here, and it could turn into something very, very nice. Here's Ethereum kind of coming up to that resistance level we were talking about. By the way, I also want to show you the daily Ichimoku cloud. We were looking at it quite a bit on this YouTube channel. Look at how perfect this is, man. I mean, you can't make this up. Look at this. I cannot zoom in enough. I'm so freaked out by how accurate this was. Look at this. I want to measure this. What is the margin of error on this shit? What is the margin of error on this? This was, oh my god, it's not even 0.01%. It's an $80 difference. Am I seeing this right? Or is it an 80-cent difference? I don't even know. But look at how accurate this Ichimoku cloud was. I get a lot of people flaming me for using this indicator, but I mean, you know, and I've made an entire video. If you want to watch my video on it, just type in Ichimoku 4Flies into the YouTube search bar. This is free. This is part of the 4Flies Academy that, you know, people would pay for. But I actually made this one free. And you can, you know, I mean, look at how perfect it is. Sometimes it's wick, sometimes it's candle bodies. We're not too worried about those specifics, but I mean, just look at how well it's. I'm not saying that it's like perfect, right? But typically you will get 1 to 3 bounces out of the Ichimoku, especially if it's a big one, and we're on the daily time frame here. So just phenomenal, ladies and gents. I mean, just absolutely phenomenal the way Bitcoin bounced off this Ichimoku. We were watching it. We were warning about it. I was talking to you about it way back here. Those of you that are subscribed about this, those of you that subscribe to this YouTube channel. You know, the beautiful thing about being, you know, on this YouTube channel is that we'll say the same shit in pretty much every single video and live stream. We'll use the same tools. We'll use the same forms of analysis. And then all that happens is that a few months go by and the exact thing I'd be warning about plays out. And it's very calm. You know what I mean? Like, those of you that are watching this YouTube channel, you wouldn't have been panicking on the drop. You wouldn't be excited on the subsequent move up. You know, it's very calm. We're keeping it very, very calm and stable. And I think that's why, you know, you guys have done so well. Obviously, you know, I've done very well in this cycle, especially I think compared to how it could have gone. You know, and I think that kind of, you know, really says a lot. You know, I think that really, really says a lot. So great stuff there. Yeah, you guys love this indicator. Rookie question, but is it possible to dream with $10 to make it 1,000? I mean, it's possible, but it would be very hard. You don't overthink. To be honest, you're better off getting a job, you know, and putting some more money in the market. You know, don't overthink this chart. It could drive you nuts. It's true. It really could drive you nuts. And you know what's crazy, by the way, those of you that are kind of impressed by the Ichimoku, this level was drawn out like a month ago, right? Like, you know, this level that Bitcoin, you know, didn't close below, it was drawn out a long time. The Ichimoku cloud sees the future. This is what I've explained about the Ichimoku. It predicts where support resistance will be in the future. Now, it's very reasonable and actually quite clear how the math works in the back end, but at least on a simple level, the real way it works is obviously very, very complex. But you know, in terms of simply, you know, understanding it's obvious, right? I mean, you know, the levels just kind of move up and then you paint them forward. So, you know, it's really quite, you know, predictable how the Ichimoku works. But you know, it was warning us that this would kind of be an important level for a while, and I was telling you guys about that as the market dropped, you know, and I think that, you know, that went really, really well. I think you had a video around that time with that example. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of exactly what we were saying here, dude. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. Do I think we could achieve the first ever 10,000 daily candle for Bitcoin today? Have we not had a 10,000 daily candle yet? Really? Okay, this was 8.5. I guess we haven't, huh? I guess we haven't. Could we have it today? I don't know. I don't think so. The daily is about to close, so you know we're kind of out of time. But let's see. Let's see. What is this so far? No. We're not getting. I don't think it's happening today. I don't think it's happening today. What's up, Leo? How you doing, bro? Let's go. Long time, homie. How you doing, bro? We mooning. It looks like it, bro. It looks like it. It looks like it. I'm about to head off the stream, but feel free to rewind. We had a great live stream today. Cardano to the moon. Very well could be. Very well could be. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right. Do we have any final questions, or I'm staying on stream. About to break fast. I'll watch later. Fair enough, bro. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Let me know if we have any questions. In the live chat. I want to see if I've actually finished my notes here with you guys. Yeah, pretty much gone through everything with you. I didn't look at the EMAs. Let's look at the EMAs as well. Okay, so we got daily EMA resistance right here. So, you take that for what it's worth. I think that's probably telling us something at least. And on the 4 hour, it's all flipped bullish. No, we're on the 4 minute, my bad. On the 4 hour, it's starting to flip bullish. It's starting to flip bullish. TradingView affiliate links, yeah, for sure, mate. Just check out the description. It's somewhere here. Where is it? Right here, TradingView. I don't know if this link works actually, but go ahead and check it out. Do I expect a rejection on Ethereum? It's not an Ethereum question. It's a Bitcoin question. And I think that Bitcoin could find resistance. Look at this fear and greed index at 26. Let's see what happens in 2 hours, right? I'll come back with another video, maybe later on, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But we'll look at this for sure and kind of analyze this and see what it's telling us. Yo, by the way, oh, never mind. Is Ethereum back? I don't know. I still think Ethereum's, like I said, I still think Bitcoin dominance is going to kind of, rip a little bit. So I'm really not so sure about, the prospects of, yeah. Yo, by the way, you guys in the live chat who've been super active, there's a couple of names, Geo, Badger, Wigger. Reach out to me on Telegram. I wanna say thank you. Those of you that are there's a couple of names that have just kept coming up in this live stream and other live streams. Shoot me a message, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna call it off here. Thank you all for tuning in. Getting each year. That's hilarious. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next one. Might do a little late night cardio session or something. We'll see. Take it easy, guys. Hope you've had a good one, and I'll see you all in the next video, live stream, whatever. Cheers.